This video is going to be triggering to some people. This is your only warning. You can scroll on now or continue. What's been happening in Mississippi over the last 72 hours is alarming to some people. At Delta State University, 21-year-old Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree by the pickleball courts. Local law enforcement, state police, and the coroner's office have all ruled it a suicide with no foul play. But eyewitnesses on the scene before authorities arrived said that he had both defensive wounds and broken bones. Local authorities and the coroner's office deny these claims. Meanwhile, in Vicksburg, Mississippi, a 31-year-old white man was found hanging the same afternoon. They have not ruled in that case one way or another. They are still conducting a thorough investigation. And the only difference between these two cases is the white man who was homeless in Vicksburg, Mississippi, was white. Trey Reed, a 21-year-old black student at Delta State University, has already been ruled a suicide, even though there are a number of eyewitnesses that have come forth saying what local law enforcement and authorities are saying is incorrect. In the South, I grew up here. I can promise you that local law enforcement is protecting somebody. Lynchings still happen regularly to black men of all ages in the South. I grew up surrounded by racist people who would look at a person and just because of the color of their skin and where they happened to be at that time would say, that boy needs hung. Their own words. Something I've never supported. Something I've never been part of. Something I've always found to be appalling. Yet I was surrounded by it in Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, Florida, South Carolina, and now in Georgia. I hear these things being said to this day in 2025 in the South. So for people to be surprised that this is happening just means you're unaware of what's going on. The black community is aware of what's going on. The black community has been telling us for generations that this still happens. And most white people ignore them and say, well, I don't know any racists. I don't ever hear of that happening. You don't hear of it happening because the authorities cover it up and put fear in those families and in the black communities that if they speak up about it, they will be next. And if you don't think race is playing any part in this, just look at how the cases are handled. A 21-year-old black student with everything to live for is found hanging and it's a suicide. Meanwhile, a 30-something's white man homeless with a known drug issue is found hanging, and they're fully investigating it with potential criminal actions. Why? The only difference is the color of their skin.